The day has come.
It's happened.
The Jews.
The Jews have taken over.
The day has come.
It's happened.
The Jews.
The Jews have taken over.
The day has come.
It's happened.
The Jews.
The Jews have taken over.
The day has come.
It's happened.
The Jews.
The Jews have taken over.
The day has come.
It's happened.
The Jews.
The Jews have taken over.
We all knew this day would come. It was inevitable. No more news. 135,000 subscribers. Over 16 million views. Almost 6.5 years of my life. Around, I think, 500 videos, hundreds of videos. All erased with the push of a few buttons and a little complaint. The censorship purge has been intensifying to unprecedented levels. Dozens of channels this last week with hundreds of thousands of subscribers and millions of views all gone. Basically, my life's work, I've dedicated the last 3 years full time to this. All wiped away by the biggest authoritarian, tyrannical monopoly corporation in the world. Exposing the Zionist agenda and Jewish supremacists and double standards and hypocrisy with their own words and their own clips in mainstream media has gotten me banned from the biggest video streaming site in the world, YouTube, the biggest social media site in the world, Facebook, the biggest credit card processing and online payments, PayPal, and the biggest Bitcoin or cryptocurrency trader, Coinbase. This is the front lines of opposition to the most psychopathic tyrants in history. This censorship is already long past despicable, atrocious, intolerable, reprehensible, detestable censorship that we've been putting up with. It's almost the silver lining is that this battle on YouTube, the revolution won't be on YouTube. Already it was lost years ago with the algorithms suppression and the search results, shadow banning, and the censorship. The battle was already lost. Now with all these people getting kicked off, everybody's going to go over to alternative platforms like BitChute. And we're going to get to the Anti-Semitism conference here in a minute. But everybody's going to BitChute. And so follow on, where am I? Follow on BitChute. We just passed 20,000 subs. It was just a little over 2 years ago that I only had 20,000 subs on YouTube. But yesterday, just to go through this real quick, both of the channels, No More News 1, which already had 2 strikes and all the videos were on private, it says, I got this email. We'd like to inform you that we've received a complaint regarding your YouTube account. Just all it takes is one anonymous complaint, kvetching, that I'm criticizing Israel or I'm criticizing Judaism. Upon review, we've determined that activity in your account violates our terms of service. As a result, we've terminated your account. Don't even tell you which video, what you said, what violation it was. Just the biggest monopoly in the world, the most powerful corporation in all of history, quite possibly. Google can silence you and no repercussions. There's no way of getting somebody on the phone or getting an email back or any type of explanation. This is just pure insanity. And just a few hours before that, No More News 2, which had 0 strikes. Same thing. We've received a complaint. No More News 2. You violate our terms of service. Your account has been terminated. This is after I was already demonetized at Vox Apocalypse last June, where they stole thousands of dollars from me, my best month ever in super chats. They stole it after everybody had already donated my super chats. No More News 2, all the videos are gone. You can't, if you go to it now, it just says terminated. And look at this. We have this is the day before a group called StopAntisemitism.org. Some anonymous, possibly billionaire funded or just autistic lone wolf says Adam Green, a more freshman Jew hater, and it had his anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist YouTube channel, No More News, shut down late last week. It wasn't shut down. I changed it to private because I had 3 strikes. And then they say Green has now went ahead and started a second YouTube channel, No More News 2, requesting removal. Who do they think they are? How dare the goy criticize us, requesting removal? And then the next day, both of my channels are gone. All it takes is some account with 10,000 followers, and they are despicable, pathetic tyrants. My No More News 2, I was posting a lot there because I was suspended most of No More News 1. Got on my backup channel, 110,000 views in a month and 1,400 subscribers. And they said I didn't create No More News 2 to evade the censorship. I've had it since 2018, 2 years. I've started it 2 years ago. So thanks to everybody who retweeted and sounded the alarm and showed love and had support. It means the world to me. And all the ones that were silent, I take note and I never forget. And all the trolls and idiotic, moronic, Fed posting spurgs in the comments and making hit pieces, slanderous defamation on me. You are all pathetic, degenerate scum. Worthless lunatics. So, let's see if this conference is going yet. Are we taking aim? Said restart. It's going to be a snooze fest, but I was going to watch it. Okay, we can pause it. It's pre-recorded. Wow, 3 hours. We're probably going to just have to watch the first skip around a little bit. I'm going to have to download this and edit the whole thing on my own in a sped up version. We will speed it up here, though, I guess. That's a good idea. 1 point. Can you guys handle 1.5? These are snoozers, so they probably talk slow with their talking points and they're reading off their rehearsed scripts about how they need to shut it all down. And so let's talk a little bit more about the censorship. This is the same group, StopAntisemitism.org, who, by the way, they have an anti-Semite of the week right now. It's a Jewish guy, Miko Palo. And they'll even attack him. No criticism at all, or you are Amalek to them. I see my video I just did on Amalek a while back. These are people, psychopaths, that will dox to some regular guy, a family man with 2 kids, who to try to get him fired, put out his license, his pharmacist license, just because this little thing here, he's saying that there's anti-white hatred. He's asking if they hate white. I don't even know what this is from. Just mildly standing up to these people gets you doxxed and attacked and deplatformed everywhere. This is how pathetic. And then this StopAntisemitism.org, so they dox people and they call for people to be mass flagged and they send in complaints, and then they change their channel to private so nobody can go there and flag their stuff. These are so, and they wonder why people hate them. They think this is going to stop. They think this is going to make things better. So here, this is what we're going to cover today. U.S. envoy to monitor and combat anti-Semitism. This is Trump-appointed Elon Carr, who was once given $100,000 from Trump's biggest Zionist donor, Sheldon Adelson, his biggest donor, period. And he says this Wednesday and Thursday, State Department will broadcast the first ever U.S. government conference on combating anti-Semitism. Join us for this important event hosted by Secretary Pompeo, Shabbos Noahide Pompeo, Israel worshiper. 50 likes. These people are so unlikable and pathetic, and they just got millions backing this. So we're going to play the virtual conference here. Official U.S. Department of State, U.S. Special Envoy to monitor and combat anti-Semitism worldwide, by the way. advances U.S. foreign policy on anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism is discrimination against or hatred toward Jews. So they say discrimination is just criticizing them at all, is how they interpret it with this definition. The special envoy develops. Is there any special envoys to stop anti-white hatred or anti-Christian hatred? No, there's not. They don't measure those statistics. There's not hundreds of research groups to investigate and make up with their lame excuses that are dishonest. Okay, so we're going to play that in a second, but he does an article, too, that we're going to read. And I had a few other comments. None of this is ever going to change. All the people that think, oh, Trump is going to stand up to big tech, Laura Loomer is going to stand up to big tech. Is that why Trump's anti-Semitism czar and his Secretary of State are holding a conference on anti-Semitism? The title of this conference, by the way, is called The Ancient Hatred, Modern Medium. All these people are trying to do is shut down any criticism of Israel. Elon Carr and Trump say we need to love Israel more. Love Israel more. This is the relationship as described by Family Guy of Israel and America.
Hello, I'm the United States. And I'm Israel. With you behind me, I can do whatever I want. Well, I want you. Take me. No, this is wrong. We both have the same father, Satan. I don't care. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, Judeo-Christian false God. Hello, I'm...
Pretty funny. Okay, here, more from this Elon Carr article. Remember, he was funded by Sheldon Adelson, the Zionist billionaire who says all he cares about is being a good Zionist and a good citizen of Israel, passing laws that we can't talk about Zionist loyalty to Israel or calling them racist or saying they control anything. This is the most despotic, authoritarian insanity. It's historic. It truly is historic. The biggest book burnings ever we're seeing right now. Misusing modern media to spread the ancient hatred with unprecedented speech and reach. An important tool is the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, working definition of anti-Semitism, that I've been sounding the alarm about that more than anybody else on the planet. And none of these fake free speech, First Amendment patriots seem to care about it. Even when they're all getting censored, they still won't do it. When will you see Tucker Carlson or Fox News or Trump or Alex Jones call out Greenblatt in the ADL? And Alex Jones will do it rarely and mildly, and he'll say, oh, the ADL is trying to trick me into hating Jews and that they're anti-Israel. ADL's anti-Israel. It's the Chi-Coms we got to worry about that are censoring us, though. It's pathetic. Why has there not been any protests against the ADL? We know the ADL is who's behind this. I mean, I could play this one more time.
The day has come.
It's happened.
The Jews.
The Jews have taken over.
That is the situation. Taken over. If you say that the Jews control social media and the internet, they'll censor you for saying that, proving that they do control it and have the power. Facebook is changing their rules where all questioning their sacred, weaponized Holocaust narrative is forbidden. You can't talk about conspiracies of Jews controlling the world. Twitter says they're going to adopt it too. World Jewish Congress, ADL, Zionist Organization of America, all these billionaire, traitorous hate groups, supremacist, subversive, parasitical hate groups have infested our country. Sorry. So this anti-Semitism definition, the State Department uses it, as do many countries and organizations worldwide. And President Trump recently issued an executive order that employs it for the entire federal government. Yeah, Trump is never going to talk about the ADL. Trump donated to the ADL. He would never. Trump includes this definition in the shutdown, making boycotting Israel illegal with all the anti-BDS legislation, making criticism illegal. Already in Europe, you'll go to prison for criticizing Jews. That is what's coming here. And this is essentially the Noahide laws. My last video is titled Forbidden to Mock the Rabbis. It's on BitChute. Or actually, my latest video is Jews Control the Media. And that's a quote from Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen, ADL agent. Just a little 22-minute compilation of Jews bragging about and joking about their control of the media. No big deal. Oh, I wanted to check. I think I might be on Periscope right now. I am streaming live on Periscope for the first time ever. I'm going to get kicked off of Twitter for this. Twitter will be next. They're coming after Twitter hard. Twitter says that they're going to follow in Facebook's footsteps. But anyway, forbidden to mock the sages. I'm going to have to do a special playlist on knowmorenews.org. Right now I have featured videos with some of my top BitChute exclusives, but I'm going to have to reorganize the website. And now more than ever, knowmorenews.org. Subscribe to DLive, which you probably are because that's the only place I'm streaming right now. And this is going to be posted to BitChute as well. And support independent media, guys. They are trying to squash us, smash us. We need your help. We can't do this without you. This is a group effort. There's P.O. Box. There's still ways to support on the donate page. T-shirts as well. I've got high quality made in America T-shirts. I lowered the price. This is Trump, Israeli flag, hypnotized, star of Remphan eyes. He's going to get another term. This shirt is going to be relevant the next 4 years. And they're discounted $19.99 premium T-shirts. Get them before yours is out. knowmorenews.org. And also, very important, sign up for the newsletter. I'm going to start sending out a weekly newsletter with the videos that I posted on BitChute of the week. And so that we can reach you. We're going to have to go back to the old-fashioned way. Okay, so let's go back to the article here. Thanks for the lemons and the limes, guys, in the DLive. I'm going to get there in a second, and I will respond to these chats if I can. Okay, but anyway, the newsletter. Where's that article? So Trump is PragerU and Project Veritas, they're fighting for conservatives to not get censored by the communist Bolsheviks in Silicon Valley and the ADL who would prefer a communist in charge instead of Trump. They like the Bolshevik version of Zionism more than the religious fanatics. Although ADL and Greenblatt does support Netanyahu as well, and supports and defends Israel no matter what, basically is an arm of Israel, of the criminal international B'nai B'rith. Okay, where are we going? So Trump included this in his executive order. Remember, I predicted the executive order almost a year before, too. They call it free speech on campus, and meanwhile, it means shutting down any criticism. And remember, I did the clip the other day. The ambassador of the UN for Israel says that he wants anti-Semitism to be criminal and to be punished. I'm gonna have to find that and play that in a second. I'll find it when we're streaming this other video. And then they says much more must be done to counter anti-Semitism and other forms of hatred online. We're gonna play that in a second. Here's the Jew function, Rabbi Laitman, who I just posted a video of him the other day, where he says that they're aliens and they've come here to conquer the world. No joke. Here is his translator, the Jew function. I had videos up on them in the past. I'm going to have to post more. They're just motivating me to fight harder. They think that they're going to silence me. This is going to backfire. They're going to show overplay their hand by all this censorship. Gravity is a law of nature. Electromagnetism is a law of nature. Anti-Semitism is a law of nature. Natural law. Having this type of mindset, if they believe that all Gentiles and Esau and Amalek are born hating them with some kind of divine ancient hatred, the only way to end anti-Semitism is to blot out the memory of Amalek and for Edom to be destroyed. And I've shown all the evidence, the Amalek video up on BitChute last week, and other videos. I'll link them below. prove they believe Amalek and Edom are Europeans, Christians, the West, America. So how are they going to end anti-Semitism without... And they say light is going to end the darkness, destroy the darkness. That's what light into the nations is. It means eliminating the Gentiles who won't serve them as Noahides. This is what their beliefs are. They're insane. They sound sensational. I sound crazy explaining how crazy they are. Anti-Semitism is a law of nature. So the only way to get rid of anti-Semitism is to get rid of the Gentiles who hate them, who are born to hate them. I'm going to do a new video about this, and he says he'll have a discussion. We'll see if that ever happens. Okay, a couple other stories before we skim through this conference. Here's Pat Robertson. So just opposing this insane Armageddon, Gog and Magog, Zionist fanatics who worship Israel. This is enough to get you banned. Oh, and by the way, I was waiting for my YouTube channel. I meant to say this a second ago. I was waiting for my YouTube channel to get back on to announce this, but I'm going to be a father soon, and I'm having my first child. And these people are trying to destroy humanity, trying to destroy our future. Anybody that opposes them, they will try to make anybody exposing them so it's not feasible, it's not viable to sustain yourselves. And that's what they want to stop. They want to stop people you follow and you value their work. They want to make it impossible for you to support them and watch them.
There's going to be a war. Ezekiel 38 is going to be the next thing down the line, then a time of peace, then maybe the end. But nobody knows the day or the hour when the Lord's going to come back. He said the angels don't know it. And only
Trump is doing the Abrahamic peace accords while also being incendiary rhetoric to Iran and China. They want a major war to usher in the end times.
only the Father knows it. So I'm not saying this is the second coming, but I am saying there are things that people have thought would be during a millennial time with the coming of Jesus that are going to happen in our lifetime. And the next thing is the election that's coming up in just a few weeks, at which time, according to what I believe the Lord told me, the president is going to be reelected. I'm saying by all means.
The Lord told him that Trump is going to be reelected, and they need to destroy Amalek, rebuild the temple, make anti-Semitism illegal. It's literally verses in the Old Testament and in the Torah, in the Talmud, and in the Noahide laws that you can't criticize anything they do.
Means get out and vote for whoever you want to vote for, but by all means let your voice be heard. But it's going to lead to civil unrest of a great proportion, then a war against Israel, and so forth and so on.
You hear that? Trump's going to get reelected. There's going to be civil unrest. There's going to be a major crackdown, a war on Israel. He's talking about Gog and Magog. And then he says the second coming is going to happen.
Be heard, but it's going to lead to civil unrest of a great proportion, then a war against Israel, and so forth and so on. There's going to be a war. Ezekiel 38 is going to be the next thing down the line, then a time of peace.
And this is, I did the video on CNP, the Council for National Policy. This is what they all believe. The rapture, the end times, Gog and Magog, Armageddon war, they're all worshiping Israel. And really, they want Jesus to come and force Jews to convert too. So, I mean, some Jews think that these Christian Zionists consider them anti-Semitic. Just pure insanity. But this is the plan. This is what the CNP believes. This is what the Zionists around Trump believe. The Chabad Lubavitchers believe before Moshiach comes. There's the birth pangs of Moshiach. Speaking of birth pangs, I see people asking in the chat. It's a girl. And she's a few months away. And I'm going to keep fighting for her and for my family and for everyone, all the good people out there, against these psychopaths, megomaniacal lunatics, like Pat Robertson and all of his Zionist cabal. All right, we have one more story, and then we're going to skim through this 3-hour conference, which I'm sure is just going to be horrible. I'll be lucky to get a couple shocking sound bites out of it. Opinion: Judge Amy Barrett helped me protect public menorahs. I know she'll help defend religious liberty for all. Get ready for Handmaid's Tale. Get ready for 7 Noahide laws, because we've got the new justice. This is written on a Jewish website. Vaz is Nelias. I don't know how to say that, but listen to this history here. This is written by a Jew. Where is it? Where's the name of the author? I guess it's at the bottom. Where's the good part? She worked as a young lawyer after her clerkship with Justice Scalia. Barrett was an associate in a law firm, which this Jew is the sole surviving name partner, Miller, Cassidy, LaRocca, and Lewin. The firm merged in 2001, shortly before she returned to teach at Notre Dame. She was attracted as a young lawyer. Where does it say the good part? Amy Barrett worked with me in 1999 and 2000 on behalf of Hasidic clients. I had and continue to have an ongoing battle with authorities in cities, towns, and villages across the country that attempt to hinder or prevent the display of Hanukkah menorahs on public property by Chabad followers of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. They say, we're allowed to do it on our private property, but no Jewish group other than Chabad Lubavitch, to his knowledge, has tried to erect and display large menorahs on central public locations. And then it says that she helped them with that. She joined the firm. She enlisted on the menorah team. She worked intensively with this rabbi after major litigation that exposed her to the Hasidic community. Asked me to represent them in official capacity. She represented the Hasidic community, the Skiverver Rebbe, central player on the team. What are the odds? What are the odds that Regeneron, the drug that Trump's supporting, the CEO and the promoter of this, is donates to Chabad Lubavitch? What are the odds that his wife is the president of the American Jewish Committee? And then it says, so she gets the support here. She was random meetings. I thought there was one other thing. I had this highlighted and the highlights disappeared. Anyway, she apparently has a history with Chabad Lubavitch and is deemed kosher by them. Okay. Let's play this video now.
It's 2020. We're all online. Google, Facebook, Twitter, Netflix, you name it. The internet has incredible tools that can generate positive change, connect and educate people, and of course, entertain. But the same amazing online tools that help do so much good in the world are also being exploited and misused to spread bigotry and conspiracy theories at faster speeds to wider audiences than ever before.
It's funny that they say that the internet is being exploited to expose them, because I just did a video the other day where it says that they should exploit, Jacob should exploit Esau, and that they should rule over Esau in the end times with trickery and deception, and to fight against Amalek secretly. And they're all about scapegoating Esau. They blame the Gentiles for despising their behavior and their beliefs and their actions. And then instead of taking responsibility, they blame Esau. Oh, they're just an anti-Semite. And that's not true. That's just a conspiracy theory.
4. At times, online platforms are used to propagate new forms of an ancient hatred. I'm talking about online anti-Semitism.
Oh my gosh, look at this production value that they have here. And what was I saying? An ancient form of hatred. That's what the title of this is. The Ancient Hatred, a New Medium. It's funny how it's an ancient hatred. They claim that they've been hated everywhere, all over the world since the beginning of time, but it has nothing to do with anything they're doing. It's just everybody else's fault. Kicked out of 109 countries, and it's all of those other countries' faults. Imagine the narcissism and the level of self deception required to actually believe that.
For all their benefits,
Somebody says, that's my keyboard. That's funny.
the internet and social media can also serve as platforms for the dissemination of hate speech, including racist and anti-Semitic content.
Okay, well, the Talmud's full of anti-Gentile hate speech.
Violent extremists using platforms like Twitter and Reddit, Gab, and 4chan have been able rapidly to enlarge their followings. Social media have been used to broadcast hate crimes and acts of extreme violence live, as if they were just part of a video game. Some online spewers of hate have taken advantage of the global health crisis to scapegoat Jews and other minority groups.
Borat was just on Jimmy Kimmel in my last video saying that making fun of the idea that, oh, it's Jews or Israel. Wuhan is in Israel and it's Jews are spreading it and stuff. It makes me think that they just protest too much. Makes me more suspicious.
Baselessly blaming them for the pandemic.
Baselessly. It's always baselessly. As if the ADL or any of these authoritative sources ever actually have an honest debate.
Even private community Zoom meetings are not safe. Racists and trolls invade our privacy to cause fear and create chaos. Holocaust denial and trivialization, anti-Semitic posts and memes.
Hold on. This is Jewish girls trying to get virtue signal points by dressing up, doing makeup like their concentration camp. They're in a concentration camp, and they said, oh, trivializing the Holocaust. These are Jews doing this.
And calls to violence on communication apps are
Calls to violence. David Duke. Does President Donald Trump have coronavirus? Are Israel and the global Zionist elite up to their old tricks? ? I guess just you can blame, all the Zionists can blame China nonstop, but if anybody suspects that it could be Israel, then I guess you deserve to be, put in prison.
slowly infiltrating and influencing mainstream public discourse and perceptions. Jews as individuals and as a people, along with Zionism and the State of Israel, are under online attack. Today, in countless ways, online and offline worlds
Ammunition?
are converging.
They do.
The history of the 20th century tells us that unchecked hatred threatens not only its targets, but
Hate.
everything it touches.
As if people are just Googling hate. This is our tax dollars going here to do this, to carry out their agenda. You can't oppose their Zionist agenda, which is a biblical prophecy-fulfilling agenda of ruling the world.
So what action can we take right now?
And enslaving the Gentiles. Enslaving and genociding the Gentiles who oppose them. They think their souls are holy and our souls are evil. They think that our guardian angel is satanic. They think that they're a completely different species. I know, yeah. A lot of this stuff is them too. Feds, Hasbara, trolls, bots. So much psychological manipulation and propaganda.
To counter online anti-Semitism. That's what this conference, Ancient Hatred, Modern Medium, is all about.
Digital pandemic. Did you see that?
Good afternoon, and welcome to each of you who have joined us from all around the world for today's groundbreaking event, Ancient Hatred, Modern Medium. I'm Ellie Kohanim, U.S. Assistant Special Envoy to monitor and combat anti-Semitism.
Kohanim. Does she think she's a priest? She want to, well, she's a female, but like the other Cohen, Rabbi Cohen, he's like, I will serve you in the temple. I will spill the blood of the goats in the temple for our Moshiach.
At the U.S. Department of State. And I will be your guide for this first ever U.S. government-sponsored conference dedicated to
Recycled says, shut up, Shiksa.
investigating and understanding the relatively new and explosively growing phenomenon of online anti-Semitism. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is the host of this two-day event, and we will be hearing his opening remarks shortly.
Trump's going to stand up to big tech. Laura Loomer's going to stand up for free speech.
Organized by the Office of the Special Envoy to Monitor and Combat Anti-Semitism, we aim to explore together the threats posed by anti-Semitism on the internet and social media, and to consider practical responses for governments and for civil society.
Practical.
Over the course of the next 2 days, we will also be joined by U.S. and world leaders from government, religious communities, civil society, social media, and academia, who will explore the sources and parameters of the problem of anti-Semitism online and its viral spread. And perhaps more importantly, many of our speakers will propose creative strategies for combating this very 21st century permutation of the world's oldest hatred. Thank you again for joining us, and let's get started. For the opening session of our conference, we're honored to welcome the host of this conference, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Secretary Pompeo, introduced by Special Envoy to Monitor and Combat Anti-Semitism, Ilan Carr. We will then hear from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, introduced by Israel's Ambassador to the United States, Ron Dermer, followed by the Right Honourable Michael Gove MP, Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster in Her Majesty's Government of the United Kingdom, introduced by Lord John Mann, Advisor to the UK Government on Anti-Semitism. And following his remarks, we will hear from Katharina von Schnorbein, the European Commission Coordinator on Combating Anti-Semitism.
This girl will be like, during departure, please put your seat back and tray stations up to their upright positions. Buckle your seatbelts.
And finally, we will hear from Rabbi Andrew Baker, personal representative of the OSCE, chairperson in office on combating.
What's she doing with an American flag pin when she's serving Zion?
Anti-Semitism. And now, U.S. Special Envoy to Monitor and Combat Anti-Semitism, Ilan Carr.
How many views does this have? 255
Hello and welcome.
views.
I'm Special Envoy Ilan Carr, and I have the honor of introducing the host of this conference and my boss, our great Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo. Secretary Pompeo has public service in his blood. He graduated first in his class at the United States Military Academy at West Point, and then served as an Army officer and tank platoon leader. After a successful business career in the Kansas aerospace industry, in 2010 he ran and was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. Immediately upon President Trump's inauguration,
What's this guy doing with this hate Jewish supremacist symbol here?
in January 2017, the president nominated Secretary Pompeo to serve as director of the Central Intelligence Agency. He was confirmed by the Senate only 3 days later. The following year, in April 2018, he was nominated and confirmed as Secretary of State. As America's top diplomat, the Secretary has been a tireless advocate for principled American leadership in our world. This has been evidenced in so many ways, including by his unequivocal commitment to fighting the scourge of global anti-Semitism. This conference is only one of a...
See, this is international. Trump's already signed a bill, the European anti-Semitism bill. They're pressuring all these countries to adopt this new definition and their oversight. This is a worldwide shutdown that they're organizing right now.
A great many other examples. I know personally that for Secretary Pompeo, the cause of protecting the Jewish people in the state of Israel is a deeply felt passion, stemming from deeply held convictions. His leadership has made an enormous difference here, and I couldn't...
And all because he's a religious fanatic. Did I miss the part from this article? Here's the article. He said something that I wanted to point. President Trump has made combating Jew hatred a top national priority. This is America first, huh? As defending the parasitical state that exploits and subverts America, spies on us, that steals our technology, that attacks us, that uses us in their wars of aggression in the Middle East, that sucks billions of dollars and subverts our free speech of patriotic Americans. Sorry.
Could not be more proud to serve on his team. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great privilege to present to you the 70th Secretary of State of the United States of America, Michael R. Pompeo.
Welcome, everyone. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo here. It's a pleasure to speak with you, alongside so many important leaders from the United States and from our allies all around the world. Thank you, State Department Special Envoy Ilan Carr, for inviting me. I could not be prouder that the first ever U.S. government conference specifically focused on identifying and fighting anti-Semitism online is taking place at the State Department, even if it is virtually. But it makes sense that we're meeting this way. The internet is the new front against anti-Semitism. That's why this conference is well named Ancient Hatred, Modern Medium. The fight against anti-Semitism matters a great deal to me.
They have an ancient hatred from Gentiles. They're the ones that started to differentiate themselves between the Jews and the non-Jews. They hate Gentiles. They think that we're animalistic, inferior souls. Not even human is what they believe we are. Satanic, born evil, idol worshippers. And he wants to talk about they cry blood libel, and they go, oh, it's an ancient hatred. They hate us for no reason. They're just born hating us. How the hell do they get away with this nonsense?
Me personally. As Secretary of State, I've paraded the Western Wall with the Prime Minister of the Jewish State of Israel. As an American, I've studied our Declaration of Independence that's based on our Judeo-Christian heritage. And as a Christian, I draw wisdom from the Hebrew Bible every day. President Trump...
Oh, did you hear that? As a Christian, he reads from the Hebrew Bible every day. Every day. The Hebrew Bible. These guys are like just a millimeter step away from being full Noahides. You guys know it. Because of Christian Zionism, the Jews have conquered America and then used us to conquer the world.
rightly calls anti-Semitism a vile poison. It's un-American, and it destroys societies that imbibe it. The Trump administration is combating Jews.
Yeah, shutting down everybody's Americans' free speech. That's what's American. That's what's patriotic.
Hatred wherever we find it. You know, sometimes anti-Semitism is easy to recognize. Those who slander the Jewish people, who advocate for the hateful BDS movement, who deny the Holocaust, who call for Israel's destruction and try to hide their anti-Semitism by labeling it anti-Zionism. Look, these are familiar foes.
But Zionism is Judaism. Because they're a people, a race, a state, a religion, they think that they have some kind of special protection. They can't be criticized.
But nowadays bigots everywhere can spread anti-Semitism anonymously, online. In the first 8 months of 2020, Israel's anti-Semitism monitoring system recorded 1.7 million anti-Semitic messages from more than 445,000 users on Twitter and YouTube. Disturbingly, 37,000 of those messages referred to COVID-19. Many came from agents of foreign governments, like the Islamic Republic of Iran. They ludicrously blamed the Jewish people for the spread of COVID-19, not the real culprit that engaged in a...
Oh yeah, Iran propaganda online, which I'm sure they probably do. Russia, Iran, Unit 8200 in Israel, probably the more so than anybody. Cambridge Analytica, Side Group, all of these things. Oh, it's just Iran and Russia with the fake news. You know, nothing about Israel openly buying off our politicians and taking over election meddling.
Cover up the Chinese Communist Party. Anti-Semitism cannot be legislated away, but we all, especially Americans, must combat it wherever we can. This is about core American values, of not only religious freedom, but also decent respect for the dignity of all people. And American Jews contribute so much to our neighborhoods and to our nation. The same is true of the Jewish communities everywhere. The State Department is forging new alliances in the fight against anti-Semitism with social media giants, faith groups, activists, NGOs, and other governments. And
new relationships with social media. The ADL already works with their hate lab and artificial intelligence with all of them there in Silicon Valley. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, PayPal. It's pathetic. Who put these people in charge? This Jewish supremacist foreign actor hate group, ADL, gets to just go they just roll out the red carpet all over the media, never question or debate or challenge anything they say. They just get to go in Congress and say, oh, people say we have power over the government. Do what we say or else we're going to throw you in jail, says Sacha Baron Cohen.
Indeed, all of you. We have concrete recommendations, like for social media platforms to adopt and enforce the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's definition of anti-Semitism in its entirety. In its entirety.
You hear that, guys? Maybe you want to think that you should go back and look at my videos that are all deleted now. You have to go on BitChute to see me talking about these anti-Semitism definition. We're all the free speech advocates asking me to come on and talk about on their shows and talk about the anti-Semitism definition. I've only mentioned it like in almost every video for 2 years. Now they're trying to force every social media company, which is the public forum where everybody in the modern age communicates, where the social debates are being had.
In terms of service. As a former Army officer, I believe that defining the threat is the first step in confronting it. President Trump understands this too. He issued an executive order last December that employs this definition for the entire federal government. We're here to discuss that step and the steps to come. I'll close with a note from America's founding father, George Washington.
Let me reference George Washington. George Washington would be hanging you. Guaranteed. Washington would never be putting up with these Zionist traitors. What was I going to say? Oh, rewind it just a bit. He said Trump's executive order.
That defining the threat is the first step in confronting it. President Trump understands this too. He issued an executive order last December that employs this definition for the entire federal government.
The entire federal government says you can't talk about their loyalty to Israel. You can't call them racist. You can't boycott against them. You can't talk about their conspiracy to control the world or rule the world, which is just their basic religion, the fundamental principles of their religion. Just read them, watch my videos on them, and then You can't talk about their control over any, quote, societal institution. And they want to make it illegal.
We're here to discuss that step and the steps to come. I'll close with a note from America's founding father, George Washington. In 1790, as our first president, he wrote to the Hebrew congregation in Newport, Rhode Island, quote, "May the children of the stock of Abraham who dwell in this land continue to merit and enjoy the goodwill of the other inhabitants, while everyone shall sit in safety under his own vine and fig tree, and there shall be none to make him afraid. May it always be so. I wish."
Yeah, just because he says he wants Jews to be safe doesn't mean he wants us to be cucked to another country, giving them billions of dollars when they brag that they're the startup nation, starting wars for their benefit that have no benefit for America. Man, the chutzpah for them to evoke the founders when they're such traitors, so shameful.
Wish you the best with this conference and every success in this shared fight.
The stock of Abraham.
I'm proud and privileged to introduce Prime Minister.
You better bless them or be cursed. Like, that's what these psychopaths believe.
Netanyahu to speak about anti-Semitism. That's a topic that every leader of the Jewish state should know a lot about, and certainly Prime Minister Netanyahu knows a lot about it because his greatest teacher was Ben Zion Netanyahu, the famous historian. Now,
Netanyahu's dad was a famous historian who worked for Jabotinsky, the Zionist extremist. And it's funny, we're going to have Netanyahu come lecture us about how he's going to shut down the internet. That should be some good sound bites there. I'll have to go through this again and take the best stuff.
Almost all Zionist leaders, from the beginnings of modern Zionism 120 years ago, or even longer, they understood the dangers of anti-Semitism. But there were many who did not understand the causes of anti-Semitism. In fact, what many believed...
The early Zionist founders wanted anti-Semitism. They wanted to be persecuted. They wanted to be the eternal victims and have this historical burnt offering sacrifice, the rebirth and ingathering of the exiles, and the Gematria in 1948 and the 6 million that is all predicted decades before World War I, World War II, and then now World War III for their destruction of the Gentiles and destruction of Amalek and their rise to their messianic age with their king. Ambassador to Israel to the United States.
At that time, was that if the Jews had a state of their own, anti-Semitism would sort of wither on the vine because they said the Jews are a minority everywhere, a majority nowhere, and if we could have one state where we would be a majority, we would be treated like all the other nations of the world. And the irony is that 120 years later, everything has come full circle. Then people were saying that the reason why there's anti-Semitism is the Jews did not have a state. Now there are people who say that the reason why there's anti-Semitism is that the Jews do have a state. Then the anti-Semites were telling the Jews, go to Palestine. Now the anti-Semites tell the Jews, get out of Palestine. And the truth is that the establishment of the state of Israel is not the cause of anti-Semitism and was not the cure for anti-Semitism. What the establishment of the state of Israel did is it enabled the Jewish people to fight back physically on the battlefield and to fight back in the courts of public opinion. And I believe everybody concerned about anti-Semitism owes a profound debt of gratitude to Prime Minister Netanyahu for helping wage this battle against anti-Semitism.
Netanyahu is waging the battle against anti-Semitism, against Amalek, which is the role of Moshiach ben Joseph. Some people say it's Trump. Some people say it's Netanyahu.
Semitism. He waged it for decades as the most articulate defender that Israel has had from his early days as the ambassador of Israel to the United Nations.
Netanyahu has been waging war on free speech to shut it down for decades.
To his tenure as Israel's longest serving prime minister. But even more than that, Prime Minister Netanyahu recognizes that in order to fight anti-Semitism, Israel must be strong, very strong. And he has dedicated his public service, his life, to making Israel stronger militarily, stronger economically, stronger technologically, stronger diplomatically.
Oh, they want power. At the rate we're going, they look at their rise since World War II. Look at where this is heading with these Christian Zionists worshiping them and trying to give them everything. The peace deals, the war mongering, the chatter about the Third Temple and the Moshiach and Chabad Lubavitch being deeply embedded with Trump, Netanyahu, and Putin.
And because of that dedication, he has ensured that when it comes to the Jews, slogans like standing against hate and never again are not just virtue signaling. They're not just hashtag diplomacy. They represent a solemn commitment to securing the Jewish future. I thank him, and I'm sure all of you thank him as well. Please welcome Prime Minister Netanyahu.
No, we don't.
Secretary Pompeo, my good friend Mike, I very much appreciate that you're adding your very influential voice to this important issue, as you've done on so many other things important to the Jewish state and to the Jewish people. Special Envoy I commend you for organizing this very timely conference. You've named this event Ancient Hatred modern medium. And I cannot think of a more appropriate definition of the problem. Anti-Semitism is one of humanity's oldest hatreds. It dates back to the ancient world. It was ever present throughout the Middle Ages. My late father, Professor Ben-Zion Netanyahu, devoted much of his academic research to studying anti-Semitism in medieval Spain. And of course, regrettably, we continue to see anti-Semitism today in the autocratic Middle East, in the democratic West, and beyond. So it's clear we're discussing a phenomenon that transcends 2 millennia. Contemporary anti-Semitism feeds...
They've had a 2 millennium agenda to rule the world according to their prophecies as Isaiah, like he says. The Supreme Court of mankind, the shrine of the prophets, the law must come forth from Zion. Just to interrupt Netanyahu real quick, this is a post. According to Judaism, we can't criticize or mock them. Isaiah 25:8, he will swallow up death forever. The sovereign Lord will wipe away all tears. He will remove forever all insults and mockery against his land and his people. No insulting, no mocking, no criticizing them. Noahide laws. Do not curse your creator, no matter how angry you might be. And it's not just don't curse the creator, but the creator's book, his temples, his chosen people, his rabbis. It is forbidden, God forbid, to speak harshly against them or to curse them. Who is them? The creator, the sages, that's the rabbis, who are familiar with his Torah and respecting the places of worship where the Torah is learned. This Kabbalah rabbi says, warning that it is forbidden to mock the righteous.
One thing, every Gentile who listens to us, the idea is please begin to search and to start educate yourself. You as a non-Jewish person, you have the right to become a Jew, but that's not what we're here to teach you here today. You don't have an obligation.
They reject converts.
You can die as a Gentile and go to heaven of the Gentiles. All you have to do is to follow the one and only one book of God, which is the Torah.
You don't have to do anything, no obligations. Just follow the Torah as they interpret it and worship them in the way that they're the chosen people, and you have to serve them. Imagine how insane. No wonder he looks so uncomfortable. Imagine how insane you have to be to actually believe this stuff. And we all take this serious. What they believe is not only total BS, it's absurd, it's dangerous, and it's a clear imminent threat. And that's why I can make these videos, and if they let this even playing field spread around, not suppressed and shadow banned on YouTube, so many people would be waking up immediately and get it when you see it coming out of their own mouths and highlighted in their own articles.
Torah in Hebrew means instructions. It's instructions for the Jewish nation. It's also instructions to all the Gentiles. You have to learn the 7 law of Noah. You can Google it. You have it all over this website who explained it.
No hide.
You have to be a good person.
Right.
You cannot hate anybody because of race, especially not the Jewish people, because they are the chosen people of God. He loves them very much. Hating them is considering hating God himself.
This is their actual teaching from the Talmud. Hating Jews is like hating God. Anybody that opposes their Zionist agenda and doesn't want to be enslaved and worship them as God's chosen people, you are Amalek. And this same rabbi says, he will kill your children, your breastfeeding children, destroy everything from Amalek, erase the memory of Amalek from history. And these people want to talk about an ancient hatred.
Because he's their father. You cannot go against the son of a person and telling the person, I love you. I love you, I have to respect your son. Even if the son is not the greatest son. It's not even the issue here right now. So therefore you have to understand one thing. All the religions who came later are full of human errors. Check the books and see. You can check.
Only our Torah and our Talmud and the Zohar is correct. Okay, here, we'll go back to Netanyahu, but this is the one I was looking for. This is the ambassador for Israel to the UN saying he wants anti-Semitism to be punished and criminal.
The time for talking and having a conversation is over. What Israel and the Jewish community around the world demands is action. And now. It is simple. Those who engage in anti-Semitism must be punished, whether it's here at the UN, political leaders, editors, policy pundits, or college professors. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter who you are. Anything anti-Semitism by what they define as anti-Semitism, which is any criticism at all, of any Jewish person, even if it's true, doesn't matter if you're social media, if you're a politician, if you're an editor, if you're a college professor, it must be punished. The time for talk is over, as if there's been honest talk.
Anti-Semitism should have no place in our society until it becomes criminal. This bigotry...
Criminal, anti-criminal. Imagine being so awful that you have to pass laws that nobody can criticize you and nobody can hate you.
It will persist, it will fester, it is only a matter of time until it erupts again in violence and bloodshed.
Oh yeah, any criticism leads to the Holocaust. That's what they're taught. Oh my gosh, pathetic.
It's off its more traditional precursors, often focusing on the state of Israel, which for the modern anti-Semite is the manifestation of the collective Jew. That's what anti-Semitism does. The anti-Semitism virus...
Hold on, it's the anti-Semite that calls Israel the manifestation of the collective Jew? This is what the Zionists believe. They believe the Jewish nation has like one people, a collective soul with a common destiny of being a light unto the nations. Dude, what kind of world are we living in right now with these religious fanatic psychopaths getting away with all this stuff?
Has a proven ability to infect different generations and different societies. And today, people with opposing political agendas can nevertheless find themselves united in hatred for Israel and the Jewish people.
They even say it's not just everyone throughout history has been hating them, but it's people on the left, people on the right.
The Nazi, the ultra-left revolutionary, the Islamist militant might agree about nothing else, but they all do share a common hatred towards us. And that hate is awash across the internet. Anti-Semites eagerly exploit the new communication technologies to propagate their nefarious agenda. In a stitch of time of a few decades after the
chutzpah of Netanyahu to talk about a nefarious agenda. I had a nice video I was just about to plug called Benjamin Netanyahu's Plan to Rule the World, but it had over 50,000 views, maybe even over 60,000. That's gone now.
Holocaust. People were embarrassed to spew forth anti-Semitic poison in polite company. But now, in the age of the internet, so many people shamelessly espouse these lies over the social media. Everything from Holocaust denial to a Jewish conspiracy to create the coronavirus. We must fight this online hatred vigorously. If the social media giants fail to do so, and they do, then it's necessary for governments to act. The United States government is acting, and I commend the State Department for this important initiative. I urge others to follow.
Okay, all the Trump supporters out there that are trying to say, "Oh, Trump's gonna, Section 230, they're suing Google for antitrust." You really think they're trying to get it so Prager and so the Republicans, Zionist Republicans, aren't suppressed by the cheating Bolshevik communists in this left-right battle? Both sides are going to agree to censor the real problem, which is Zog. Imagine saying Trump is the lesser of two evils and falling for that paradigm. The Bolsheviks left are so insane, so ridiculous that it's like the Zionists can get away with so much awfulness, so much treason.
And I wish all of you a successful conference in fighting against lies and standing up for the truth. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to end it there. That's the opening session. And basically all of it was pretty bombshell and shocking, so I'm glad I played the whole thing. That is, I guess I'm going to watch the rest. Whoa, this guy's got a half beard. I've never seen such a thing. Lorenzo Vendino. This chick some more. Lucinia Berger. Charles Small. Who's this guy? Joel Finkelstein. We got a hate map here. What is this? In extremist communities, anti-Semitic themes show high dimensionality in several key features. What are these things? Gentile, Hebrew, Yeshua, Torah, Abraham, Talmud, Sabbatean, Hashem, Judean, Israelite, Judah, Edomite, Ashkenazi, Sephardim, Heb, cryptic disguises, Kike, Goyim, us with a parentheses. The research and funding and manpower and resources that go into studying the hate of them is like obsessive autistic levels. Zionist, them, Zionism. Like just opposing your own enslavement. Not believing they're chosen is enough to be Amalek and be destroyed. Christian, religion, monotheist, Judaism. What is this? Themes show high dimensionality in several key features. Shlomo, not all Jew, Chutzpah, Goyish, Chosenite. This is very interesting. Let's see if there's any more here. So they're allowed to call everybody Nazis, but nobody can call them Nazis. That's part of this anti-Semitism definition. You can't even compare Gaza concentration camps or Gaza refugee camps to concentration camps. That's considered anti-Semitism. They'll make that illegal. Data acquisition. What is that? Tech platforms. Climate warning. Autonomous threat detection. Incident reports. Suspicious activity. Finished intelligence. Oh, you see the Al Jazeera lobby documentary about all of their software and Israel spies all over the country and all of their technical ability to spy on everything and track everything. So incredibly disturbing. Okay, I'll watch the rest and put out maybe a little compilation or something. I don't know. I'm sure it's all nauseating for everybody. Nobody wants to see more. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks for the lemons and the limes. I'm going to be doing a brand new tube stream with Albert Bashai at 2 hours. I'll try to get the link out on Twitter. We knew the day was coming. I'm not surprised at all by the censorship. I mean, when a few dozen QAnon people all got banned last week, Richie from Boston, Titus Frost, Last American Vagabond, Red Ice, Red Elephants, just everybody. It's truly amazing and an accomplishment that I lasted as long as I did. Playing the game, trying to get as much truth out without getting censored, I feel like I did a pretty good job. 16 million views. So anyway, guys, please support my work. I need your help more than ever. knowmorenews.org, bookmark it. Get off your ass and subscribe to BitChute and DLive and support your favorite content creators. The t-shirts, $19.99, high quality, premium, conversation starters to support No More News. And then there's the donate page, contact page if you guys want to get in touch. Thanks to everybody that supported when I went down. It means the world to me. And I will see you guys all again very soon. Take care. I forgot to empty the chest. You guys gave a lot of support today, so I'm doing the chest out. The DLive chest. Check out the other video. I'm gonna be going through the newsletter too. I'm gonna be doing a new weekly newsletter, just with whatever videos I posted that week. You can't depend on social media to get your news. Check out featured videos. Some of the best stuff. Some of the BitChute exclusives. It's all BitChute exclusives now. And hopefully there is a silver lining to the censorship with all of this purge happening on YouTube, is that all the people that are yearning for real information are all going to go over to BitChute, and it's going to really hopefully cause it to flourish over there. I got 20,000 subs on BitChute. It was just 2 years ago that I had 20,000 views or subs on YouTube. So who knows, in another year, and the ADL is going to be gunning for them so hard. Twitter is suppressing the BitChute links where they say, and you click on it, it says, oh, this could be spam, or this is dangerous, or blah, blah, blah. And then, what was I just talking about? Dangerous. I totally slipped my mind. I'm tired and stressed. Anyway, another outro. Thanks, everyone.